Okay, guys, today you are going to be learning a new tool that will help us find the probability of independent compound events. So far, we know how to draw an area model for independent compound events, and we know how to draw a tree diagram for independent compound events. And those are great tools. However, they do take up a lot of time. They sometimes take up a lot of space. You have to draw them all out or write out all the outcomes. You guys have been complaining about writing all the outcomes. So the multiplication rule is what you guys have been waiting for. This is an easier way to find the probability of independent compound events. Remember that independent events means that one event does not change or affect the other event. And compound events means two or more events together. So anytime you're rolling two cubes, spinning the spinner twice, rolling a number cube and spinning a spinner, those are all examples of compound events. The multiplication rule is going to be your best friend because all you have to do to find the probability of independent compound events is you're going to find the probability of event number one all by itself. You're going to find the probability of event number two all by itself, and you're going to multiply them together. All right, so on slide 2, it says to find the probability of independent compound events, multiply the probability of event 1 by the probability of event 2, and then you'll have the probability of the combined event happening together. So for example, flipping a coin, what is the probability that I will get heads on the first flip, heads on the second flip? Well, the probability of heads on the first flip is 1/2 times the probability of heads on the second flip is 1/2. 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. So the probability of heads is 1/4. What's the probability that you'll roll a number cube and flip a coin? All right, you're going to get 3 on the number cube and heads on the coin. Well, the probability of getting 3 on the number cube is 1 out of 6. The probability of flipping heads on the coin is 1 out of 2. 1/6 times 1/2 is 1/12. What's the probability that I flip a coin 3 times and I get tails, tails, tails? Well, the probability of tails on the first flip is 1/2. The probability of tails on the second flip is 1/2. And the probability of tails on the third flip is also 1/2. So 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/8. Remember, when we multiply fractions, all we're going to do is multiply numerator times numerator, multiply the denominator times the denominator. This might also be a good practice for you to use your ABC button on your calculator. All right, so that's what you're going to practice today. You're going to go through the slides. You're going to find the probability of each event separately, then multiply them together to find the probability of the event happening together. I'm going to do a couple more examples for you, then I'm going to let y'all work on your own. So for number 1, it says if you spin the spinner 3 times, how many total outcomes will there be? So let's think about the first spin. On the first spin, there are 4 outcomes possible. On the second spin, there are still 4 outcomes possible. And on the third spin, there are still 4 outcomes possible. So 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. So if I were to draw a tree diagram for spinning that spinner 3 times, there would be 64 branches on that tree. Isn't that crazy to think about? That tree would be so wickedly crazy, I don't even want to think about it. So the multiplication rule can help us figure that out much faster, much neater, without all the mess and fuss. The next problem says, what is the probability of spinning blue on the spinner and rolling a number 2 on the number cube? Well, the probability of blue on the spinner is 1/4. The probability of getting a number 2 on a number cube is 1/6. So now I'm just going to multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 6 is 24. So the probability of blue 2 is 1 out of 24. What is the probability of spinning yellow on the spinner and then flipping heads on the coin? Well, the probability of yellow on the spinner is 1/4. The probability of heads on the coin is 1/2. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 2 is 8. So the probability of yellow and heads is 1/8. All right. The next one, what is the probability of spinning red, rolling a number 3, and flipping tails? Well, the probability of spinning red is 1/4. The probability of rolling a number 3 is 1/6. The probability of flipping heads is 1/2. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 6 times 2 is 48. So the probability of red, 3, and tails is 1 out of 48. All right. So you're going to go ahead. You're going to finish the rest of the slides starting on number 5, go on to number 6. And then you're just going to go through the rest of the practice problems. I have them all set up for you and labeled. So do your best. Take your time. If you have any questions or concerns, as always, message me and I will see y'all soon. All right. Bye-bye.